Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am starting off the Poetic license mic, open mic, a few seconds early. It's probably 45 seconds early that I'm starting recording here, but I just wanted to be able to share poetry with you. I am a Austin, Texas resident, but I am a Chicago native, and I was so super thrilled when I saw that this afternoon on NBC television, local network television, the '85 Chicago Bears Super Bowl game was starting to play. I've been watching it. Yeah, I kind of know how it turns out, but I was so hyper for watching it. And they were interviewing. Hi, I see that people are tuning in. Hello there. I I know how it's turning out. They were interviewing Singletary, and I think Dan Hampton was there as well. And now they're in halftime, and so I'm going to have to miss the other half of it. But as I said, I think I know how it turns out. So yay for having a Chicago connection in Austin, Texas. But hello. Welcome to Poetic License, once again the home edition. I hope everyone is being safe. I'm going to wave to you again. Hi there, I see more people coming on. I hope everyone is being safe and being well. I've had a few people ask me why I was wearing this shirt, especially when I'm talking about football right now as I start this off. Well, because the interwebs were aware that I was born in June, I would be getting advertisements for t-shirts that had a picture of Roger Federer playing tennis, and it says legends are born in June. And then they would show me things with Rafael Nadal with legends are born in June, because it's your birthday month and you might want to do that. I'm positive neither one of their birthdays is in June, and that this is just a thing that they do for every month of the year. But I didn't really like the typeface, and since I'm a designer, I said, forget it. I'm going to go take photographs I've taken of Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal and put them on a page and pick out a typeface and make my own shirt and leave it at that. And so, since it's my birthday month, yay, birthday, yay, June, and yay, 90 plus consistent degree days all the time. Welcome to Austin, Texas. Oh, what a good time. It'll only hit the hundreds by next week. So lucky us. So I figured I'd wear this for the open mic today because this is the June Poetic License open mic. As I said, I hope everyone is doing really well. The Facebook event page that we have set up for it is open to the public for everyone to be able to upload anything that they like. And I will upload these live video streams probably once I get done with them and I get off of line, and there are more people that are coming. Hi, Lynn. Oh, yay, more people. And I'm not going to be able to read messages if people are sending them to me because I've got so much stuff going on. But I thought I'd do a bunch of live feeds for you with brand new book releases, and I would start with the 27-year anniversary issue of cc&d magazine, which I was informed that a lot of rock stars died when they were 27, like Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, whom one bar owner, when I did a concert there in the 90s, said that I reminded them of Janis Joplin, but I don't see it. Or Jimi Hendrix, and so I said, all right, we're going to make an art display for a cover for the 27-year anniversary issue of cc&d magazine, which all these issues are named after pieces from accepted writers in it, and one of them happened to be Ticket to Paradise. It sounds ominous. It's appropriate for writing that was within the issue. That's why it's titled that. But anywho, this magazine issue I thought it would share some poetry with. And even for people like, I see Lynn West was there, I believe Aaron Kelly, who has traveled and left Chicago since his days while I was hosting the poetry open mic at the Gallery Cabaret. He has sent me stuff, and I said, oh my gosh, you've got to think about Janis Joplin. I guess I'm going to have to put it in here because I've got people that sent me stuff about Amy Winehouse or Janis Joplin are in this issue as well. So that'd be funny for the Chicago connection, even though I think right now he is on the East Coast. But anywho, he was born the traveling man, I guess, at this point in the game. But I thought I'd share with you a few poems from this issue. And I also wanted to say that every time I went to an open mic here, oftentimes they were run by Tom, the world poet, another transplant from Australia that's been living here for 15 years or something to that effect. And every time he would come, I would sit next to his table and he would have like 8 or 9 reading glasses that are all different colors, which is the reason why I've got this one on. Because he would always have these goofy glasses on, and I would always put them on and be like, oh, how does this one look? And then, hey, how is this one? And so I'd always make jokes with him that way. And so because of that, I had to put on these glasses for you guys, or for Tom at least, whom I don't know if he's able to be here for this. But I thought I'd share with you some poems from the 27-year anniversary issue of cc&d called Ticket to Paradise. And the first one is called Such a Surreal, Ephemeral Feel. I know that when I first saw my one true love across a crowded room, the other 200 people melted away, and all I could see was him. And we stumbled and fumbled when we first spoke to each other, but it didn't take long for him to send signals to clear everyone away, so that it was only him with me. He would make special all our days together. We would find hideaways at night from the tops of buildings or the sewers, places I would never go unless it was with him. And I would have gone to the bottom of the earth and back if it meant that we could have stayed together. But before I knew it, he was suddenly gone. And for all of these decades since he left my world, I have only been able to live in the shadow of what we had together. Yes, I may wallow, but I hypnotize people still with the songs I sung for him. I sing with the heart of one who once felt such love that it so overflowed. It was such an unbounded love that just hearing these songs again make women cry. There was such a surreal, such an ephemeral feel to us that I had no choice but to live in those moments we shared together. For although our time was brief, it was the only time I could ever want, and I will cherish it always. Such a surreal, ephemeral feel indeed. I have a number of pieces, I believe, in this poetry book that also relate to events that happened in June, because in 2019 I wrote a poem for every day of the year, and some of them were related to holidays and events, even really preposterous ones or ones you wouldn't know about. So, I've got a poem here that's called Unrestrained Opportunity and Fighting for Freedom, and it was written on the day that many Chinese people, June 2nd, many Chinese people protested to protect the goddess of democracy, a miniature Statue of Liberty in Tiananmen Square. So this is about that occasion. This is called Unrestrained Opportunity and Fighting for Freedom. 30 years ago, 100,000 Chinese citizens blocked 10,000 Chinese soldiers from entering Tiananmen Square in Beijing, because the Chinese people wanted to protect the miniature Statue of Liberty on display in Tiananmen Square, because these people believed in freedom. Now, I think back to the man who believed in peace, who went to Chinese prison for it, who became a Nobel Peace Prize winner for believing in peace, and I look back on what we now have. And now that I think we live in the lap of all we claim we want, I then have to wonder, now that we feel comfortable in our freedom, do we know what freedom really means? And if we thought that our freedom was in jeopardy, would we know how to fight for it? Or, after all this time, would we even remember what freedom really means? Gotcha on that one. You'd think that was something for a 4th of July thing, but it wasn't. This one, I gotta brace yourselves for this one. This one is written for June 6th, which was written on Atheist Pride Day. This is why this is an interesting book that talks about different holidays, because you have things from talking about Lent and representations of Jesus Christ, and then you have Atheist Pride Day just right by. So there's so many different themes on this for you guys. But this one is a shorter one, I believe, that is called Unprovable Stories. All your life, Your mind has been cluttered when the world taught you impossible things. As a child, as you grew to learn the tricks adults would use to change you. You know that no, there is no tooth fairy, and there is no Santa Claus. But the wool has been pulled over so many adults' eyes for millennia, and only once you use the clarity of the thinking mind do you truly feel at peace. Don't be afraid of a fantastical God. Just follow the evidence and believe that you are the one with the true power. Because belief is an amazing thing. And once you've realized that you can believe in logic and rationality and not the unprovable stories no rational mind could ever believe, that is when clarity lets you finally breathe a solemn sigh of relief. Unprovable Stories for Atheist Pride Day. This one, I don't know if this one has, it's the last one I'm going to share with you in this book. I don't know if this one has an event listing for it, but this one, we'll see how it goes, is called Others Kill for Us. We met up at a burger joint. It was the only chance we could get together, so here I am. It was at lunchtime, and you probably got your usual, and I just said I'll have extra fries. Why aren't you eating? He asked absent-mindedly, and I said, I'm a vegetarian. And said it with the same trepidation I always do, because people think I'm a freak for not eating dead animal. These tenuous moments make me feel like a Bernie Sanders fan at a Trump rally or an atheist meeting the Pope. And I know people have been talking about the idea of eating less meat, but I wonder if it's all just talk, or have I just read it in select newspapers? If people care, if people read the things I have, maybe this wouldn't be such an uphill battle. But I'm sitting here with this guy eating a burger, and he doesn't get what the issue is. I mean, hey, it's just a burger. That's what we humans do. And I think back to when I was a child, when I ate meat because my mother remembered her parents, not from the United States, scraped enough money together to purchase a chicken in a cage that they had to kill for food. And it lasted for the family for the entire week because that was enough protein. So I think about the mass grocery stores chains that provided the dead animal en masse for the consumers. And since I was a little girl, since back when I had hope and dreams, that is when mass consumption won out over mass compassion. Because since the then lobbyists have paid the USDA off to say in charts, in pyramid form, that we need more meat. Back in the day, animals were raised humanely, living before they were killed, inhumanely. But now mass consumerism won out over humanity altogether. And now animals from birth are in such such torturous conditions that they live on antibiotics and cannot even stand on their own legs. The fact is that these animals have been genetically altered so they cannot even have sex. Yes, humans artificially inseminate even animals used for future slaughter for food. And because us Americans like our fatty foods, these animals have been genetically bred to be so fat that if they were human babies, they'd be 600 pounds by 2 months old. And this is the way we say it's okay to let others kill for us, because we don't want to get any blood on our hands. But the blood is on our hands. And the diseases from their inhumane treatment are in our waste, in our water, in our soul. More and more diseases are now jumping from animals to humans. And you ask me why I'm only eating French fries in this meal. It's the lesser of two evils, I think. So this choice, to me, is clear. I am going to end with one other short one for you that is in this book as a filler at the end of a prose piece when there's so little space that there's not room to add artwork or anything to. And so I will share this poem that I believe Geoffrey Stewart, a tumultuous and at times revered Chicago poet, may he rest in peace, I think he actually appreciated this poem, this short little thing. It was called Filed Under Fiction. Costco sold Bibles under fiction, and this enraged some. I don't see why. It only just shows how more Americans really love unreal stories. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because I don't want to run a 2-hour live feed, I'm going to stop this and start up a new feed and read from a new book for you guys. I hope everyone is remaining safe and good and poetically inclined, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.